Hey, this is Matt McLean, and in this tutorial I'm going to go over practice assignment 1, which is required. You can find the practice assignment in the Canvas shell for the class. If you go to the home page and scroll down to the class schedule, you will find down here the link to practice assignment 1, and this is all about Audacity file management and how we're going to be doing file management for every project in this class. So at the top you will find some detailed instructions. There's a downloadable version of these instructions that have links to this video tutorial, links to getting Audacity, links to the FFmpeg library that is required down here at the bottom, the extra credit instructions, and the grading criteria here. At the bottom is a clear rubric that I'll be using to grade these assignments, and my classic mantra for this class, for every project, is get an A and then do art, because it's fun to get in and play with these audio programs, but you can also spend a lot of time. And this assignment is really just to make sure that you can get sounds recorded into Audacity and that you can save and export audio and then upload it. So let's do that right now. Before you get started on any project in this class, I'd like you to create a project folder. In this case, you're going to use your last name and just call it practice assignment, practice assignment 1. And you're going to put everything that you need in this folder. So what you're going to do is put the Audacity file itself. You're going to put your export in there, and if you do the extra credit, you'll also put the extra credit in there. So a minimum of 2 items in there, or 3 if you do the extra credit. So to get started, you're going to go into Audacity. I'm using version 3.1.3. This is the latest version at this point. And this is your arrange window. You can drag and drop files in here, or you can record. I'll show you how to do that really quickly. So the first thing you want to do to record your voice into it is make sure that you have the input pointed at a microphone. So if you have like a laptop with a built-in mic, you might want to use that one. I'm using this little lapel mic that I use for a lot of the tutorials. It's the 15 one that I mentioned in the syllabus. You can get them on Amazon, and they don't cost very much. They'll be on your doorstep the next day. Or if you're using Zoom, you might have to select that one. And then make sure your output, usually built-in output, will work. Sometimes, like this little 15 mic has a headphone out. I'm not plugged into that right now. Okay, so the next key item here is the Playback Controls: pause, play, stop, rewind, fast forward, and then the red button here is record. So I'm just going to hit that and keep my fingers crossed that it records my voice. All right, I'm talking, and just like magic, you can see the waveform built there. And then I'm going to play it back just to make sure that you can hear it. All right, I'm talking, and just like magic, yeah, that is, we're almost done, right? So at most for this project, I want 30 seconds. It can be shorter than 30 seconds, but I'm going to go in and listen to them and make sure that you have everything up to snuff. Oh, the other thing is the project rate is going to be set. The default will be 44.1 or 44,100, which is 44.1 kilohertz, 1,000 hertz. And this is what I want for your first export. So before you do anything, before you have fun dragging other files in there, just record your voice at 44.1. And you don't have to talk. You can hum, you can snap, you can clap, you can do anything on there. And then what I'd like you to do is maybe add another sound. There's some cool generate sounds, so you can create tones. There's some that come with Audacity, and then I've added some other ones. These are the Nyquist plugins that are great, so you can make fire and explosion sounds. You have to download these from the Audacity website. It takes a minute or two to install each one. You don't have to. And then you can also use effects. So for example, on this, I'm going to double click this. A fun one is always to reverse your voice and hear what that sounds like. And then up here at the top are undo and redo. I'm going to undo that, so that'll just turn it back around. All right, I'm talking. Okay, and then let me show you what else is cool about Audacity is you can just drag and drop other sounds in there. So this is one I got from freesound.org, and this is it's like an 8-bit chiptune one. So drag that in there, and make sure that if you go over 30 seconds, so you trim it down. I'm going to show you how to trim something. So I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to use this little copy button here. You can use the key command, just like copying and pasting in a Word document, if you want to use the key commands. But that copies it. If I double click on it, I'm going to use my right arrow to get my cursor over to the end of it, and then I'm going to paste it. So this is going to take this music track and then loop it, and you'll notice it's a little longer than 30 seconds. So if I want to cut this down, I can just swipe this piece at the end and delete it. Okay, and then we are ready to save it and export it. So the next step, definitely save your project as. Do save as. You can skip this, telling you that you're saving an Audacity project, not an audio export. And I'm going to call it, same thing, McLean Practice Assignment. Make sure that you are saving it into the folder that you created earlier, and that way it keeps everything nice and organized. Make sure that this is an AUP3. This is the new Audacity protocol. The old version used to save like an Audacity file and then a folder that had all the audio, and it was really easy to get them mixed up and confused and have them get corrupted. So now it's all wrapped up in a nice little package. If you save it, it'll put it in the folder. It creates a little temp file here. So actually I'm going to quit that, and once you quit Audacity or close the file, that temporary file will go away. So the next step I'm going to go back in here is to export this mix, and let's play it to make sure we can hear both. Just like magic, you can see, yep, both playing at the same time. You can use volume sliders to control the volume. If the track is too loud, I'm going to turn this up. Watch your headphones. This is going to be loud. And hit play. Just that overloaded the output. Make sure this never lights up red. So if any of your tracks are overloading your project, slide your volume slider back there. And then we're going to go to export audio. So these are the three types that come with it: MP3, WAV, and OGG. WAV is a PCM file. This is an unchanged audio file, the highest quality. MP3s are compressed, so you can make your file size smaller, although you do lose some audio quality. You can change those settings. OGG is an open source one. That's, I believe, what Spotify is using now, so they don't have to pay royalties on the file type itself. But for now, we're going to do a WAV file. And then you can do either 16-bit or 24-bit. I'm just going to leave it here at 24-bit. And make sure, again, you're saving it into the same folder. And hit save. And these are meta tags. You can, put artist name, and if you're working on an album, you might want to name it now. But I'm just going to skip this step. Hit save, and then let's double check in our folder here, and let's quit Audacity. And yes, I have 2 items. At a minimum, this is what you need. And make sure that you preview your track and that it is not over 30 seconds long and that there aren't clipping distortions in there. So you can spacebar. All right, I'm talking, and just like that will take care of the preview. And then I'm going to show you how to do the extra credit. So that's where you're going to export a different type of file format and change the sample rate. So go back into Audacity. I'm going to create a new Audacity project. I don't even need to name this one. I'm going to drag my export in, and you'll see sample rate is 44.1. So you'll change this over to 48. There's a second step though. If you highlight your audio, go to tracks, you'll need to resample it to 48. So you have to do both things. You can see different sample rates here. I'm going to use 48, hit OK. So that's going to resample it. And now this is just a stereo export. and I'm going to go do that same step the way I exported the other one, but for this I want you to do an AAC file. It's advanced audio codec. That's the type of audio codec that you'll find in an MP4 or M4A file. And to do that, you will need to install the FFmpeg library. There's a link in how to do it in the assignment parameters, and it's just a library extension for Audacity. And it lets you swap all sorts of different cool audio formats. You'll see here in just a second. So you select audio. If you click on this little drop down, here you can see the ones that come with it up at the top, and then the ones that are added with the FFmpeg library. So you'll see M4A is the same as AAC. You'll select that one, and I'd like you to change the quality, turn it all the way down, because I want you to just compare and contrast the two and see if you can tell the difference between a really compressed advanced audio codec and the original WAV file. So, and I guarantee you won't be able to hear the difference if you have it at the highest quality. But anyway, we're going to make it small. It'll also make your project upload small, which is nice. And that's it. So we hit save. We can skip that step again. And then I don't even need to save this Audacity file. Nope. And then let's double check in our project. So for the extra credit, this is the 3 items you want to have in there. Your Audacity project file, the original WAV, and then the M4A. And definitely preview that as well. All right, I'm talking. Make sure it plays. And then you're almost ready to go. One last step. Oh, you can do an Command I on a Mac, and I think it's Alt double click will show you the properties. So you can see how long it is, exactly 30 seconds, that's the max. The sample rate for my extra credit, indeed, 48. It tells me what type of file it is, and that is ready to go. So the last step is to compress it. On a Mac, you hit Control and click on the folder, and that'll compress it into a zip file. So Canvas won't accept a folder, it has to be zipped. So hit compress, you'll see this zip file appear on the desktop. I'll accept a RAR as well, .rar. I know some Windows users use those. The key commands on Windows is slightly different, but that's it. So you go back into your assignment up at the top. I'm going to go into student view here really quick. This is what you're going to see. If you click on Start Assignment, you can upload the file here. So you go to Upload and then Browse, and then on the desktop you will see the zip file. So again, you won't be able to upload a folder. Don't upload the individual files. I want a single item uploaded, a zip of your project. And make sure it has your last name and it's called Practice Assignment 1. That's it. See you online soon.